Hi, this is the GIFTuber channel. I don't live stream, and I make video content about whatever I want to talk about. Well people, welcome to video number 2, and today we're gonna react to this wrinkled young pair of hands. Oh, and I guess we're gonna showcase a vinyl record for the 2% that wanted to see it, and possibly buy it or whatever. So as part of this channel and the mantra of whatever I want to talk about, I wanted to talk about vinyl packaging, specifically this vinyl packaging. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World as a franchise is one of my biggest art and story inspirations. So the announcement of Takes Off as a series and its subsequent vinyl had me more excited than a mass of devoted followers finding out that Saint McRib has made his glorious return. And now judgment upon the non-believers can begin! So for some context, well, not for the McRib part, I don't know where that came from. There's been a number of times that this young fossil has wanted to buy a vinyl record, and sure enough, I look at the product page, and they either have the whole package and this staged picture with everything in it, but an up-close look at everything that you're getting, or you just get a simple screenshot of the front. Exciting, I know. So for all those vinyl weirdos out there that just want to see everything that you're purchasing, you're in luck. I'm showing you everything that this wonderful Scott Pilgrim-tastic vinyl has to offer. So to start the whole thing off, here's the cover. Looks cool enough. Rammy, beat me up Scotty, you know, standard stuff for the cover, with Scott having this wicked looking guitar pose, as well as this little red light looking bloom effect. It all just looks so cool and it has this really nice retro feel to it. And on the other side we have Ramona with her interdimensional tote bag. But then, we get this beautiful gatefold opening. Insert 0 degenerate jokes, cause this is a vinyl, and a 0 safe search on Google is all the way over there. Wait, that was a degenerate joke. I have been bamboozled. And after opening this wonderful little gatefold, we get to see this nice green and blue color scheme artwork going across the sides. A still from one of the later episodes of the show where we see these two totally not important characters having a fireside chat about the nature of time and space, and how it relates to why I should be watching this series for a 4th time in a row. And after we're done looking at that, we open up the record jacket and we get to take a look at these 2 sleeves, as this is a lovely 2 LP vinyl with more tracks than the digital version. On the first vinyl sleeve, we get a picture of the gang about to fight in glorious, good quality. The artwork on this side of the sleeve is very nice to look at, and it has this really nice, cool blue color scheme. A very fitting bit of art direction, as it clashes with side 2, featuring a very angry-looking boomer staring down at Scott and the gang. And on the side of the second sleeve, we have 2 sides of art, featuring the true stars of Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, the Evil X's. The first side features star of stage and sound, Matthew Patel, this totally faithful boyfriend guy, and Captain America. While the second side features a lesbian, a transformer, and the 2 twins that birthed him. Oh, and some guy named Gideon is on the back too. I mean, don't worry about him, Scott, he's not a threat.
Gideon, wait. Fatality.
Pinky promise? And as an added bonus, the track list and credits come on this nice little playbill, also featuring Matthew Patel as Scott Pilgrim, inspired by Scott Pilgrim, the man that inspired the comic, which inspired the movie, that inspired the show. And the soundtrack was also inspired by the show. It's a lot of inspiration to go around. And lastly, inside the sleeves, we have a nice little yin and yang color scheme here. Black and white, with these nifty little bomb guys on the labels. I love how much of the show and the comics iconography gets shoved into this just one vinyl. I mean, you could tell that the people who produced this vinyl really went all out on this thing, with a ton of fanfare. This is probably one of my favorite vinyl records to date. The art, as mentioned before, is just stunning, and on top of that, the bonus tracks that are included on here are just a nice little addition. This vinyl is a Scott Pilgrim fan's dream, and it's one of those vinyls that I would just recommend for not only just Scott Pilgrim fans, but also just music lovers in general. The whole package for me made the delays that this vinyl in particular had worth it. On top of just owning a special little album to me, this album was on rotation for several weeks after the show came out, and definitely warmed me up to the show itself. I wasn't the biggest fan of the show when it first came out. I was expecting a straight-up adaptation of the books, but over time it really grew on me as a fan, and this soundtrack was a big part of that. So if you like chill, synthy, electronic music with some nice little rock tracks thrown in and a little bit of musical theater, I'll tell you, this is a stellar album with a lot of variety, and it's definitely a firm recommendation for me. Alright guys, that's it for me. Subscribe if you want to stay tuned for what I got in the pipeline. I don't know when I'll post next, but if you like these sorts of videos, definitely stick around. The door is always open at the Doom Room Bebop. Take care, guys.